Hello guys, today we will discuss about unity of command. According to Fayol, there should be one and only one boss for every individual employee. Dual subordination should be avoided. Means there should not be two commanders at a time. The principle of unity of command states that each participant in a formal organization should receive orders from and be responsible to only one superior. What will be the positive effect if this happens to us? The principle of unity of command helps to prevent confusion regarding the task of the work has been given to them. So there should not be, as the picture is also depicting the same thing. It should not be there. If it is followed, positive effects. It prevents confusion, prevents conflict, create harmony. Otherwise, reverse will happen. An adverse effect will be decisions will be delayed and delay in communication of the things. Next, moving on to the next principle, that is unity of direction. All the units, divisions of an organization should be moving towards the same objective through coordinated and focused efforts. Each group of activities having the same objective must have one head and one plan. You have to learn this line, one head and one plan. For example, if a company is manufacturing motorcycles as well as cars, when it should have two separate divisions for both of them, each division should have its own in charges, plans and execution resources. On no account should the working of the two division overlap. Mean to say that both the divisions will be working for one objective. They will be having one direction. Bharti Airtel example has been given to you. Read it. What will be the positive effect? Unity of direction will help you to unify the action and coordination, and it will prevent overlapping. An adverse effect, individual initiates will be curtailed, will be stopped. Now moving on towards the difference between unity of command and unity of direction. On the basis of meaning, in unity of command, one subordinate should receive orders from only one head. Whereas unity of direction, each group of activities have some objective, but we will talk about one head, one plan. Aim, under the category unity of command, it prevents dual subordination. Whereas unity of direction, it prevents overlapping of activities. Implication, unity of command, it affects an individual employee. Whereas unity of direction, it affects the entire organization. After understanding the difference between unity of command and unity of direction, we are moving towards the next principle, that is subordination of individual interest to the general interest. The interest of an organization should take priority over the interest of any one individual employee. A manager can ensure this by his or her exemplary behavior. For example, he or she should not fall into temptation of misusing his or her powers for individual or family benefits at the cost of larger general interest of the company. This will raise his stature in the eyes of, or status in the eye of, the workers, and at the same time ensure same behavior by them. What will be the effect of it? You will achieve the organizational goals and there will be better coordination. Consequences, if you don't behave in this manner, difficulty can be there in achieving your organizational goals. And what will be the adverse effect? Difficulty for organization to curb the person's priority in all the situation. So, till now we have discussed the principle of unity of command, unity of direction, the difference between unity of command and direction, subordination of individual interest to the general interest. I hope it is clear to you. These consequences, positive points and adverse effect, they are very useful and important from the examination point of view.